Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Have you been wondering on how to sew your Bubu gown and you find it difficult? Don't worry, Unyistitches got you covered. So in today's tutorial, we want to learn how to cut and sew your short Bubu gown with inbuilt collar. The measurement you need is your shoulder measurement, your hip measurement, and the full length of the gown. And another thing you need is your material. That is basically everything you need for this design. I'm cutting my back and the front panels together. So this is for my front and this is for my back. And my material has been folded into two. Both materials, the front and the back, has been folded into two. Can you see? The material is on four. Okay? And the measurement that you need to fold your material into two is the sleeve length, because this is a cut together sleeve. The sleeve, I'm going to cut it together with the main bodies. So to get the measurement, you need to measure your shoulder and divide it by 2. Then add your desired sleeve length. For this one that I'm working with, the shoulder I'm working with is 17 inches. So when I divide my 17 inches by 2, that gives me 8.5. And I will add sleeve measurement. I need a sleeve length of 9.5 inches. When I add that to my 8.5, that will give me 18 inches. Okay, so I fold my material. Here is about 20 inches. Now let's go straight into the tutorial. The first thing is for you to mark your vertical measurement. I'll mark here to be my shoulder line. So this represents my shoulder line. The next one I will mark will be my hip line. So from my shoulder to my hip is 26 inches. So we'll mark my 26. So after marking my hip line, I will mark my full length line. And the full length of this dress, I want it to be 42 inches plus folding 44 inches. So that is my full length line. So now let's work on the upper part of the dress. Starting from the shoulder, I will impute my shoulder measurement. Shoulder I'm working with is 17. So 17 divided by 2 plus my sleeve length of 9 inches. So this is my shoulder and my sleeve length. I will impute my neck measurement. So I'm marking both the front and the back together. For my neck, I'm making use of 3.5 inches. When I turn the neck with half of an inch, that will make it 4 inches. My neck depth will be 1 inch. So I will connect. Then the next thing, I will slope my shoulder. I'm going to slope my shoulder by 1.5 inches. I'll connect it to my neck depth. The next thing is for me to mark my sleeve opening. My sleeve opening from my shoulder slope, I'll come down by 12 inches. You can decide to use 11 inches. So I'll mark a straight line there. The next thing I will impute now will be my hip measurement. So hip measurement, you measure on your hip, then you divide whatever you have by 4. The one I'm working with is 11 inches. Then I will add 2 inches ease allowance and 2 inches sewing allowance. I will impute the same measurement on the sleeve. Shoulder measurements on my sleeve line. I will draw a straight line. So after marking that line, the next thing is on this my sleeve line, I'll come in by 1 inch from this point that I marked. I'll come in by 1 inch. Then I'll connect it back again to my shoulder slope to help the sleeve to balance well. So now this one is not needed. This is the line that I'll be using now. So here, where I had my hip measurement, I will come outside by 1 inch again, just to curve that slope. But before then, I will connect this line. So I'm going to like make a curve for my armhole. Can you see? So I'm using that line. On my full length line, I will mark the same 15 inches. I will connect it. So I'm going to cut my fabric. But before cutting my fabric, I will add my shoulder seam allowance. I'm going to make use of 1/2 inch. For the front neckline, I'm going to come down by 8 inches. Then I'm going to connect it. Now I'm cutting with the back neckline. So I'll cut my fabric. Fold the back and keep. Then I'll work on the front. So for the front neckline, I said that I needed 8 inches and make my mark already. So I'm going to mark 2 inches all the way from where I have this my 8 inches mark all the way down. So I'll mark 2 inches all through. So I will connect to form a straight line. Then I will somehow curve it to this point, to get to my neckline. Blend in a sharp line, then I will cut it out. Can you see? So this cloth is going to have a lining. So I'll go ahead and use this material to cut out my lining. Then I'll tell you what next to do. So I have cut my lining. I'll go now to my sewing machine and attach my lining. Then I will bring it for you to see. I've joined my lining to the main fabric. Can you see? This is for the back, and these are my two front panels. So the next thing now is for me to join my two shoulders. That is for the front and for the back. I'll do that by placing my back panel right side facing up. I believe you can see. Then I will carry my front panel right side facing each other. I will place it this way. Can you see? Then I will pin it down. I'll do the same thing to this other side of the shoulder. So I'll go to my sewing machine. I will use 0.5 inch and join the both shoulder. So I've joined the both shoulder. Can you see? Join the shoulder. So now the next thing I will do is for me to go and cut the material that I will use for the collar and the design, the front design. So to do that, I'm going to measure from my center back, you see, my center back down to the hem line. So let's measure it. What I have here is 48.25, but I'm going to cut a material with the length of 49 inches because I'm going to use half of an inch to join it. I will as well use 0.25 to fold the hem. So I will keep my material and I will grab the one I'm using for the design. So I've cut my material. Remember the length was 49, so I cut 49 into two places. Then I had to join them because my material was not long, so I joined it. So what I will do now, I have interfaced the material as you can see. So the next thing will be for me to mark this place that I'm folding. Can you see? This will be my center back. The joining here will start from my center back. So from that center back to your 8 inches for the front neckline, you need to measure it. So this is where I have 8 inches. I will mark it. Then I'll go ahead and measure from that place to my center back where I notch. What I have here is 13 inches. So from this folding part, I'm going to mark my 13 inches. So this is my 13 inches. So from that my 13 inches, I'm going to mark half of this material, which will be 2.25, because the material is 4.5 in width. So we'll mark 2.25 all through to the down part. So if you want it to have a slit at the front, you need to demarcate where you want the slit to start. So for mine, I don't need a slit. So I'm going to join. I'm going to go to my sewing machine. I will sew from here to the down part. I've sewn it and I have ironed it. Now the next thing I will do will be for me to attach it on my dress. So I will grab my dress and check the notch area. I will put it this way, then I will pin it. I'll pin it all through. So I've pinned down the neck. The next thing will be for me to go to my sewing machine or use half of an inch and sew it all through to the hemline. I've attached the design. Can you see? Can you see the neckline? Attach it. So the next thing I will do now is for me to attach the band and the sleeve, both sleeve. So I've cut out this same piece. You can decide to use another material. How I get the measurement for this, I measure from this part of my sleeve to this other part of my sleeve. This is 24 inches. So I cut about 26 inches. Then the excess I will trim it off. And the width, this is on 4. I've interfaced it and iron it. So the width is about 2 inches. Then I use 0.25 to fold the both side in. So I cut for the 2 sleeve. The next thing will be for me to fold this into 2 so that I will know the center. This is the center. Then I will take the center to the center of my sleeve. I will open it up this way. I'm going to top stitch on this to this side and this to this side. I'll do the same to the other side of the sleeve. Then I will bring it back for you to see. I've attached the design on the both sleeve. I'm going to attach my pockets. So you can see I've cut out the material already and I have attached my lining. This is the material I'm using for the pockets. So what I will do will be for me to open up my fabric this way. I believe you can see what I'm doing. I will just place it this way. One inch from this my design. So this is how I'm going to place it. I will pin it down. I will attach this one as well. So I will go to my sewing machine now and top stitch. I've installed my pockets. Can you see? These are my pockets. So the next thing now is for me to join my side seam. I'll turn it right side facing each other. I'll make sure I align my side seam. I'm going to pin it down all through. Remember, I made use of, I added 2 inches for my side seam. So I'm going to mark out the 2 inches. So I'll go to my sewing machine now and join the side seam. So I've joined my side seam. Can you see? Can you see? So thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Also turn on your notification bell so that once I upload new sewing tutorial, you'll be the first to be notified. See you on our next tutorial. Bye bye.